Here on Caci TV. We're streaming to you live from our studios here in Osu. You can join us on our social media handles on Facebook and YouTube at Caci Television. My name is Sally Nana Ikuya Abuajoa. Let's begin with our first story, where a government has announced plans to change the name of Ghana's international airport from Kotoka International Airport to Accra International Airport. The announcement was made during a leadership media briefing ahead of the resumption of the 9th Parliament as of yesterday. While Majority Leader Mahama Yarega disclosed that the change would be affected through legislation to be laid before Parliament by the Minister for Transport.
And we are changing the name of our airport from Kotoka International Airport to Accra International Airport. So a bill will be brought by the Minister for Transport for the name of the airport to be changed from Kotoka International Airport to Accra International Airport. So the Accra International Airport bill will also come, and then they will ask us to approve some international bilateral agreements and multilateral agreements for them.
Still on that, Minority Leader and Member of Parliament for Ifutu, Alexander Afenyo-Markin, has described the government's plan to rename Kotoka International Airport as indicated on the governing National Democratic Congress, accusing the party of undermining the historical recognition and the regional pride. While speaking to the media, Mr. Afenyo-Markin questioned the rationale behind the proposed renaming.
That all these years we've had this Kotoka, General Kotoka's name on the airport, and suddenly it is being changed. What is it? After it's Kotoka International Airport, Accra. So Accra is still there. I'm not suggesting any other name. I'm saying that the name Kotoka International Airport, Accra is already there. Accra is already there. So you don't need to remove Kotoka's name from there. So if you come to Accra, or even in the country, how many prominent Voltarians have their names on national assets or national monuments? This is the only thing the people of Volta region can also at least see as something that recognizes heroism from the Volta region, and that one too they are being denied. Well, Honorable Kwame Abuja is from Volta. Honorable Ukujeto Blakwa, he's from Volta and is sitting in cabinet. Honorable Fifi Kwete is the General Secretary of NDC from Volta region. Honorable Ahiafo, he is the first Deputy Speaker in this government from Volta region. Honorable Kwame Eche, the Femepo, Majority Chief Whip from Volta region. And they are all sitting down watching the government to take away a Voltarian's name, which has been given to our airport, and successive government never made any attempt to change it. And in this time and age, they are from Volta and they are in the government and they are watching Volta to lose its pride. It's up to them.
And away from that story, the EPA, through the Minister for Environment, Science and Technology Innovation, is preparing to lay a legislative instrument to regulate noise pollution from various sources aimed at protecting human health and the environment. Majority Leader Mahama Yarega made an announcement during a leadership media briefing ahead of the resumption of the 9th Parliament as of yesterday.
Then an instrument to control noise pollutions from various sources. I mean, noise pollutions have become a major hazard in our communities. people can't sleep because people will be playing music, people will be engaged in religious activities at times when the neighborhoods in which those religious institutions are sited may prefer to have some less noise. In other jurisdictions, all religious activities are done in confined places where they are allowed to escape out of the precincts of that establishment. If there are outdoor events, the location of those outdoor events should be such that they don't disturb others who want to sleep at that time. So the Environmental Protection Agency, through the Minister for Environment, is bringing a legislation to control noise pollution from various sources to protect human health and the environment. And there are regulations to regulate coastal habitats, protect and preserve and restore coastal ecosystems. Then, of course, they have a few bilateral environmental agreements that they will bring in to us to consider, and then, if it's okay, approve for them. Then we have the Minister of Defense will bring a proposal to transform the Defense Industries Holding Company Limited, DHOC, into a Defense Industrial Development Corporation. So there will be a bill to that effect. And they also want to establish a defense university because they have several colleges. They have several defense colleges. They have the Institute. They're already awarding degrees and diplomas, even doing PhDs, and affiliated to other universities. So they feel that given the number of institutions that they have, it will be strategic to bring all that under one umbrella and then have it established as a university with different departments. And they will be bringing a bill to establish a defense university or defense studies university. Other jurisdictions have defense studies universities who provide a lot of degrees and courses in Europe in defense matters. So I think that it is good. And Ghana has a very enviable track record in terms of our achievements in maintaining peace and security. And we believe that if we establish a defense university, it will also help raise funds for them because many people will come here to obtain degrees.
Well, Minority Leader in Parliament, Alexander Afeomakin, has criticized the government handling of social interventions and taxation, describing its approach as incoherent and raising concerns about policy consistency.
We also believe that government's approach to social intervention and taxation has been that incoherent. You may recall that by end of 2024, certain programs were struggling. 2025, certain programs were struggling. And while the NDC has condemned some of our governance staff, they themselves, in 1 year in office, we have not seen any major shift in terms of governance. Apart from the gold board that they've established, which is helping to stabilize the city because now they are trying to centralize the purchase of gold and all. Other sectors, agriculture, there hasn't been any major investment. Look at their budget 2026. And then also, if you look at their own flagship program, the 24-hour economy, they say 1 job, 3 shifts. We've not seen much in that area. So we pray that we'll see a comprehensive policy direction that would lead to real-time economic growth, where jobs will be created. So far, we don't think we've seen that. Rather, we've seen more and more of the youth who have lost their jobs as a result of the Chief of Staff's directive to the various ministries and agencies. They said they were going to deal with those who were recruited after the 2024 election. But what we saw was that people who were even recruited as far back as 2017 were all sacked. And our motion to get the matter investigated by Parliament is still hanging in the balance. We pray that we're able to get Mr. Speaker's audience to fully hear us so that a body is set up to look into that matter. Cost of living and inflation. Yes, we've been told that inflation has dropped sharply. But many families are still not feeling that real relief, because if you take electricity tariffs, government so far has increased electricity tariffs up to 27%. It is huge cost to the ordinary Ghanaian. And whereas they took away the e-levy, they introduced the Dumso levy, meaning that every liter of petrol you buy, you pay 1 Ghana cedi. So more Ghanaians are being burdened more than the e-levy that they came to repeal. So again, there isn't much relief. Ghanaians are being burdened the more. I've spoken about the unemployment situation, but let me give you the real numbers. The report is that we have some 34.4 youth unemployment rates, and this is very unacceptable.
On that update, Minority Leader Alexander Fionmakin also accused the National Democratic Congress, the NDC, of political deception over the anti-LGBTQ+ bill, claiming the party exploited the issue to win elections, but has since abandoned its promise to pass it into law.
Has basically focused on doing some policies and rolling out new social intervention programs that we believe that if they continue old policies of the MPP administration in the spirit of continuity in governance, it will help our country. We've seen 33 bills that were fast-tracked under certificate of urgency, a procedure usually reserved for emergencies. We've not been happy about it. I hope that I will get the majority leader's assurance to allow for more engagement. So that is one major concern we have, and we pray that that will be addressed. Then, very controversial omissions. The anti-LGBT bill, despite bipartisan public support and NDC's campaign stance, it was not brought to a final vote in 2025. The majority claims that they are ensuring the bill is properly handled, but this remains a potential flashpoint. So we ask ourselves, but they were okay with the bill and they pushed. Now you say consultation. We see some part faith. To us, we think that they used it to win elections, and now that the stakeholders in the governance ecosystem are pushing at them, they are finding a way of doing some go slow.
And members of the Senior Staff Association of Universities of Ghana has commenced a nationwide strike to protest charges and changes to their services variation bar at the Fair Wages and Salaries Commission. The nationwide strike began as on Tuesday at the University of Ghana, where the members gathered and were expected to affect other universities across Ghana.
So the national chairman says, stay, stay, go, security, go, hospital, go, library, go, hall assistants, go, drivers, go, school of performing arts, go, dance ensemble, go, School of Education, go! entire University Senior Staff Association members, all senior staff, all TEWU members, please, they are saying that go from here. In fact, the strike has already taken effect. We are going to the various offices. This is a different matter altogether. Those who think they have left their bags, please, you have only 5 minutes to take your bags. Those who have left their bags in their offices, you have only 5 minutes to take your bags and go, and go. Thank you very, very much. Please, the strike is in full force. Thank you. Choboy, 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 please give us our money. Thank you very much, and that's to your satisfaction.
Well, meanwhile, medical laboratory workers at the Korle-Bu Teaching Hospital will also embark on industrial action as of today, Wednesday, the 4th of February, following management failure to address their demands regarding the management of the hospital's central lab and related matters. Well, the action is expected to adversely affect health services at the hospital.
That all members of the undersigned labor unions are embarking on an indefinite industrial action effective immediately. We are not forcing ourselves to do overtime, but our conditions of service is very clear that if you do overtime, the compensation for overtime work is overtime allowance and not call-in allowance, which is a lower figure. We all know as senior staff we are entitled to 40 days leave. The new arrangement is that they want to reduce it from 40 days to 28 days. If today they are touching our leave days and overtime and we allow it to pass, the next minute they will go to the other items. And I can assure you, even your vehicle maintenance allowance is at stake. Until these issues are resolved, we are not going to back down.
Away from that story, the Attorney General and Minister for Justice, Dr. Dominic Enyini, has stated emphatically that the proposed Legal Education Bill 2025 is intended to transfer professional legal education from the Ghana School of Law to accredited universities, a move he believes will expand access and end years of restrictions associated with legal training in the country. While the bill also proposes the abolition of the current entrance examination, replacing it with a national bar examination.
Take the opportunity to thank honorable members, the able chairman of my Committee on Constitutional and Legal Affairs, for the good work that has been done on this bill, and for all the commendations. I was very happy that my colleague, the Honorable Tony Mia, said that this was a wonderful opportunity coming from the opposition. I thought that was very reassuring. And this is because the bill, as the Honorable Majority Leader has pointed out, it accords with the letter and spirit of the Constitution in Article 25 to create equality of opportunity for every one of our citizens desirous of becoming lawyers. The Honorable Majority Leader has described how strenuous it was for people to become lawyers in the past. But though it was a very strenuous system, it also guaranteed automatic entry to the law school if you were qualified enough to go through the LLB program. What this bill does is to clear the bottleneck, which is the monopoly of the Ghana School of Law, and also the so-called entrance exam that made it virtually impossible for even students who graduated with first class from very reputable universities to get into the Ghana School of Law. So, Mr. Speaker, the innovations introduced by this bill are very clear for everyone to see. We are introducing an accreditation program that will make sure that it is not every mushroom LLB school that will produce lawyers who will go on to write the bar exam. There will be accreditation and quality control to ensure that if there is a university producing LLB candidates, those candidates would have gone through a training that is either equivalent to or better than what I went through or what the majority leader went through before becoming lawyers. Mr. Speaker, we are also introducing the national bar exam so that those who go through the law practice training course at the universities, the accredited universities, can all write the national bar exam, which will be a standardized exam, that will be administered by the Council for Legal Education and its bar examination committee. Mr. Speaker, the Honorable Majority Leader has already made it abundantly clear that it is not true that this country has too many lawyers. There is this misperception out there that there are too many lawyers in this country. As the Honorable Majority Leader has pointed out, in the United States of America, the lawyer to residents or citizen ratio is 4 lawyers to 1,000 residents or 1,000 citizens in America. Here, it is 1 lawyer to 5,000 plus citizens. And so, Mr. Speaker, there is no oversupply of lawyers in this country. And so what the government of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is doing is to create a system that will provide equality of opportunity for everyone who desires to be a lawyer, but at the same time maintain quality control such that we'll be producing some of the best lawyers on this planet Earth. So, Mr. Speaker, I urge everyone to support the motion for the adoption of the report, and also to actively take part, especially the lawyers, take part in the refinement of the bill, so that when it comes out and it is passed into law, it will be one that will stand the test of time. So, Mr. Speaker, I thank you very much for this opportunity, and I thank members for their participation.
From that story, the majority leader in Parliament, Mahama Yarega, has congratulated the former Vice President, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, on his victory in the New Patriotic Party's presidential primaries, but maintained that the National Democratic Congress can defeat him in any general election contest. He made this known during his address to Parliament at the commencement of the first session of the first meeting of the second session.
Also acknowledge the successful election of Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia as flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party. We congratulate him and his party for concluding that internal democratic process. Mr. Speaker, if you observed, my friends on the other side were all in white today to celebrate the victory. I joined them to wear white to celebrate the victory. But the reason why I have worn white to celebrate the victory is because the Bawumia that I know, NDC will beat him any time in the day. I'm wearing white to join the MPP in the chamber to celebrate, because the Bawumia that I know, NDC can beat him any day. Right, Honourable Speaker, Ghanaians do not forget. Ghanaians do not forget. This is not a new beginning. It is a repackaging of the same administration, the same economic ideas, and the same record that pushed this nation to the edge. You cannot rewrite recent history, and you cannot rebrand responsibility away. Ghanaians will judge not by new faces or fine words, but by lived experience, credibility, and results. And they lived the experience of a Bawumia as a vice president, the credibility of MPP and the Bawumia, and the results of the Bawumia economic management. Right, Honourable Speaker, the foundations of recovery have been laid. The responsibility before us now is to consolidate these gains and accelerate Ghana's journey towards sustainable growth and shared prosperity. We will be considering the following sector-related legislation. We will continue with the Ghana Cocoa Board Amendment Bill. the Ghana Investment Promotion Authority Bill, the Ghana Deposit Protection Amendment Bill will all be taken. Mr. Speaker, the Exemptions Amendment Bill will also be taken. There will be an Income Tax Amendment Bill. Then there will be Extractive Industries Fiscal Reforms Bill. We will have a rent bill coming from the Ministry of Works and Housing.
Let's move to the northern region, where 346 students of the Tolon Senior High School in the Tolon district in the northern region were displaced after the girls' dormitory of the school was gutted by fire. The fire outbreak, which started about 7 a.m. as on Monday, February 2nd, destroyed 5 dormitories located on the top floor of the building. Well, the Ghana National Fire Service responded promptly and succeeded in bringing the fire under control.
I have decided that we'll do a similar thing here. Those who are severely affected will be given some form of external exit so that they can go home and then prepare a bit and then come back within 1 week. And I'm sure within this 1 week period, the headmaster and his able lieutenants around him would have found some temporary way of handling them when they come back. And those who are around, we will find an alternative at all costs to see how we can manage the housing situation for them.
And government has reaffirmed its commitment to retooling state security institutions to enhance their capacity for rapid response to emerging security threats and emergencies. Officials say the move will involve upgrading logistics, improving operational readiness, and strengthening inter-agency coordination and aiming at ensuring effective protection of lives and properties across the country.
In 2025, arrests increased from 56 to 158 cases, representing a 182% rise, with enforcement outcomes strengthening consistently throughout 2025. During the same period, officers seized 840 kilograms of cannabis and 341 kilograms of cocaine, confirming Ghana's active role in detecting and disrupting international drug trafficking. At the same time, the drug market is evolving, with tramadol accounting for 23% of the seized MPS piles, whilst the remaining 77% reflect a growing range of other psychotropic substances. It is also against this background that the Narcotics Control Commission intensifies target narcotic enforcement patrols during the festive.
And the Accra Metropolitan Assembly has announced plans